Hey Aries, this is Perrymore Tarot's weekend reading from August 30th through September 1st. This is for Aries. Last shuffle for Aries. Let's see what's going on. So Aries, we have transformation and we have behind a mask. Some of you are going through like a miraculous transformation in your life. You may have been keeping it under wraps, which is like maybe on the surface everybody's like, oh, this is the same old Aries. Underneath you have done some serious changing. Like you're a different person all the way around. They're not even looking at you this like the same. You're not the same Aries. You know what I'm saying? This would be that vibe of someone like it's like you're at peace. You feel like you have a purpose, angelic help. A lot of you may have made new friends or are associating yourself with new people. You may be thinking differently, have different ambitions. I see someone who's like they've changed up. They're doing something new. They've got a new circle of support. Something you're aligned to something. Oh my gosh, are you aligned to something? You sound like the same old Aries. You may look like the same old Aries, but you are definitely not the same person. But in a good way. This isn't like I'm changed because I'm broken. It's like I'm free from whatever has broken me. Like you've gone through something. You may have been challenged, struggling through something within, right? Maybe needing an apology. A lot of you, maybe whatever it was, that there was an apology that was needed in this mess. And now you're saying, you know what? I'm good. I'm just going to turn over a new leaf. I'm going to focus on what spirit's driving me towards. I feel that someone has found their thing, or they found their purpose, or they're close to that, or they're on the path now of saying, I'm kind of done with the struggle that I'm going through, trying to break free from some pain. I'm done. Now you may sound the same as it, like you may be going out there, you're having the same conversations, but you're far removed from it. Even if you're still talking about something that bothered you, you're removed from this, or there's some kind of disconnect with you where you're on this path of saying, I might have healed from this. Actually, as it's not bothering me as much as it did. That's how you know a lot of times, right? If you went through something very traumatic, a lot of us have. There's some people I have met, a very few chosen people that are like, I had a great childhood, I lived great, and I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Let me meet your parents. I want to meet your people because I want to know what it looks like to be healthy. But for those of us who have gone through something traumatic in life, right? Let's say it could be childhood, it could be like a relationship trauma, betrayal trauma, whatever it was. You find yourself. A lot of us bottle things up, especially if you have like your Lilith and Pisces or something like that. You know, we would bottle our stuff up, right? A lot of people do, and never really deal with it. We just power through life. But this looks like a person who, okay, so how you would know you're healed is that if you talk about this, right? You talk about what has bothered you, you've let it out, you've vented about it. The pain goes away. You talk about it, it almost feels like you're talking about another person, like you're telling a story to someone about another person, like you're talking about a TV show. That's kind of how you know that, hey, I'm past this. If I could talk about it or hear a song that reminds me of it or smell some kind of scent or hear the person's name and I don't bust out into tears, I'm at a place now where I'm healing from it or healed. Healing does not always look, healing, it's in and of itself is not a pretty process. That's where people are like, that's when you're crying. That's when you go through the stages of grief. That's when you're going through all that stuff. When you're healed, it's like you're not indifferent to it necessarily, because that's the opposite of love, right? Um, it's almost like, you know what? I've accepted that's what it was, and I got to keep moving. Like that ain't my story. That's another story, and I'm not even part of that, anymore. That's not even who I am. I actually don't even feel connected to that anymore. And so I see someone who's in that space or so close to that, it's not even funny. Okay, back and forth now about the 10 of Cups and the 2 of Wands. Some of you may be back and forth about your intentions at this point is like you're focused on what makes you happy. Some of you are not interested in reconnecting with certain people because your happiness is taking you away from it, right? I'm happy what I'm doing, whatever new thing, new group of people. You may not feel compelled to reconnect with certain people, maybe family members. You're just not compelled to. This is a vibe of saying that I'm standing my ground on that. Like I feel very confident and I have conviction about why I'm saying I'm not interested in reconnecting with certain people. Taking steps is the 3 of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. And this is about you, the steps you're taking to change, you're sticking to them. This is saying that I've worked really hard to get where I'm at right now. Okay, I've worked really hard to get to the clearing. I've worked really hard to heal, and I'm not letting go of this change. So wherever you are right now, it seems like what if you're asking, right? Am I going to be able to heal from something, move forward, and stay there? Because a lot of us take 2 steps forward and 10 steps back in the healing process. This would tell me that you're saying, you know what? When I make this change, I'm not stopping. I'm not looking back. I'm not coming back to this. I'm good now, right? And so that's what I've got for you, Aries. This is such a beautiful energy. I just don't see you wanting to reconnect to anyone who is still in that space where they haven't healed either, right? That's what I'm seeing. It's like not that you're not interested in reconnecting or forgiving somebody. It's that you're not interested in any of that struggle. If they're still struggling and they don't have conviction about where they are, you're not interested in dealing with it. And so that's what I've got here for you. You could be dealing with a Capricorn or a Gemini really strongly. Otherwise, you could be dealing with another Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, Gemini. Well, I already said Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or a Taurus or Virgo. So you could be an Aries, Taurus cusp dealing with. I don't see any water, so this has nothing to do with your feelings. This is about what it is. Okay, so you could be dealing with a Taurus Gemini cusp. We have Leo Virgo cusp or Virgo Libra cusp. We also have Sagittarius Capricorn cusp or Capricorn Aquarius cusp you could be dealing with. You don't have to be dealing with any of these signs. However, these signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.